Hey folks, welcome back to Forte and Goal. And as per usual, I'm coming at you at the last minute. In fact, the games have already started, but real life, real talk. I was enjoying my Saturday, taking a tour. I just could not get to this before, so do apologize. But I am not. I haven't started watching the games yet because I can watch them delayed. So my predictions are completely authentic, completely honest, and here we go. First game is the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Tennessee Titans. This should be a real fun game. I mean, whether you have a horse in the race or not, you're talking about Derrick Henry, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. There's stars in this game. There's quality players. It's going to be real interesting. Julio Jones, AJ Brown. Was it? Yeah, what is it called? Yeah, AJ Brown, something like that. Anyway, the other wide receiver. I think it's I forget his name. I think it's AJ Brown. Anyway, the big time wide receiver, Tennessee. This is an interesting matchup. I mean, the Tennessee Titans might have a little bit of rust. They're the most unlikely number one seed that you would probably imagine. They are at home and they are rested. So there's rust. There's, what do they say? Rust. So you have to weigh that out. I'm not sure which one is better here. I mean, rest is always good to have. I don't think rust is going to be a factor. I respect Vrabel as a coach. I think that he is going to have his team ready. On the other hand, I don't trust Zach. Was it Zach? What's that guy? Zach, the coach for Cincinnati, Zach Miller, whatever the heck it is. I'm trying to think of his name here. I don't trust him as much. I do love Joe Burrow. I think that he's a lot. I think he's better. Not maybe a ton better, but he's definitely better than Tannehill. He's got a great weapon. I think he's better. Jamar Chase and his collection that's around him, Boyd and they're better. They're and I said Tyler Higbee. No, not Higbee. Excuse me. The tall dude. Not Tyler Higbee. So there's Boyd, and then there's what's it? Not High. Trying to remember his name. But anyway, the tall receiver that came out of, I believe it was Clemson. He's there. So you have three really good wide receivers. You have a decent tight end. The weapons that the Titans have, Julio Jones, you gotta love him. Brown is a top notch receiver. They're both pretty big guys. Their tight end is kind of average. Their offensive line does a nice job. Their running game is nice, but with Derrick Henry back, I mean, to me that's like really a huge game changer here. Their offense becomes more run centric. It becomes lethal because you end up committing so many people to stopping Henry. So that could really that could be the difference maker in this game. On the other hand, those Bengals are hot. They got weapons. Their defense is playing pretty good football. This game is primed for an upset. I'm going to go ahead and say that Tennessee puts up a great match, but I think the Bengals should be able to pull this out. It's going to be a close game. Whoever wins is not going to win by much. I can almost guarantee you that. But this game looks like it's ready for an upset. It just does. I'm going to go ahead and predict the upset. I'm going to say I think the Bengals are missing one of their cornerbacks. I forget which one. It's not Awuzie. Awuzie's been very good for them. I like Awuzie. I liked him when he was with Dallas. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick the upset in this game. I'm going to say that the Bengals win the game. I think it's going to be a relatively high-scoring game. I'm going to say that they win 34-32, and the Bengals win this game. Next game up is the San Francisco 49ers traveling to the Green Bay Packers. This game, it's funny. People are talking like, hey, the Packers don't have a chance. Then you have some people that are saying that this is a game that they can win. being a Cowboys fan, like I got a lot of respect for what the heck, you know, Aaron Rodgers can do. I mean, Rodgers is he's like a magician. Let's just be honest. The guy's got, arm strength. He's got good mobility. He's played the game a long time. He's uber wise. I mean, he can see the field, catch you making substitutions, see the defenses. He can read it. He can audible. He's got an outstanding wide receiver in Devontae Smith. Devon, oh my God, man! I am like so out of it right now, but you guys know who I'm talking about. So he's like maybe the best wide receiver in the game right now in terms of production. Devontae Smith, sound right? Yeah, Devontae, whatever. No, Devontae Smith is the Eagles. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. DeAndre, Devontae, whatever. But he is just tremendous. It's funny because I played cornerback and I'm like thinking if I were guarding him, would he be able to kill me? I think so because he's killing some of the best cover guys out there, right? I don't know. I look at the film and I'm like, why? Why are you? I'd be like my eyes would be glued to him. Period. Forget everything else. And I know there's different defenses to call and so on, but as a defense, you have to be thinking him all the way. Him and, of course, Aaron Jones. But that's a sidebar. So you've got a machine on offense with the Green Bay Packers. These guys are killing it. They're killing it. I don't know. They're ranked like maybe the top 5, but they just seem effortless in how they're moving the ball most of the time. The Niners, if you stop their run game, they become very, very pedestrian because, look, Jimmy G is, let's be honest, Jimmy G is a limited ceiling quarterback. He's got some mobility, but not as much as he used to. He's much more cautious about running. His offensive line is going to protect him a little bit, but it really is all about, hey, let's get that ball into Debo's hands. Let's get that ball into Kittle's hands. Let's run the ball. Elijah. It's a very run-centric offense, and again, if you can stop that, you can win the game against them as far as the offense goes. Defensively, if Bosa is back and 100%, then they've got a pass rusher. They should have Warner back. Both of these guys were injured in the last game. Their defenses and their back-end defense is not the best. I expect that, Aaron Rodgers is going to want to pick that back end of the defense apart. So I just expect the Packers to win. They're home. They're rested. I expect them to win. If the Niners were to pull this off, it would be a surprise to me, and maybe some people think otherwise. Some people I know in the beginning of the season, a lot of people were like, oh, well, then the Niners are going to be great. I mean, they got their injuries were last year, but they're going to be a great team this year, and Super Bowl contender and all of this. And I'm like, these guys sucked last year, with or without the injuries. And so did the Cowboys, with injuries. No one said anything about the Cowboys doing anything. And yeah, I know the Niners just beat the Cowboys, but are they great? Did they? Who won the game last week? Was it the Niners being great? No, I don't think so. I think it was more about how inefficient and how many penalties, how many times the Cowboys really shot themselves in the foot. To me, that's the difference in the game. But we're talking about this game, and in this game, I have to give the advantage to the Packers. I think the Packers are going to win the game. I think once they shut the run down, you're going to look at a desperate Niners team. I think it's going to be a pretty healthy margin of victory. I'm going to say that the Packers, win this game. They're going to go 30. I'd say 32. No, 31. I'd say 31 to 21. 31-21. Packers win this game. Okay, and then tomorrow we've got the Rams traveling to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Buccaneers just won their game. It was easy. It's an easy win. The Rams, they also won their game. Okay, the to me, and both of these teams I think won pretty handily. The To me, the Rams are the more dangerous team. I'm just putting that out there. I think that is, I think that's the case. Look, Arians is a good coach, okay, but to go as far as to say he's a better coach than McVay, I would not say so. Yeah, you might say Tom Brady's a better quarterback than Stafford. Fine, you can say that. But here's the thing: Stafford can make all the throws. Stafford's more mobile. Who isn't than Tom Brady? Um, he's got a good offensive line. He's got a great scheme. He's got good weapons, specifically Cup. Okay, he's got a scheme that works. Um, and then you're talking about a defense that they can stop the run really well, but their back end is suspect. Okay, this team, all they're going to do is every time you pressure them, putting them in situations where you can score, or you need a first down, and it's like, I don't know, 3rd and 6, whatever. They're going to blitz you. They lead the league in blitzes. All they do is blitz. Meanwhile, you're talking about a team in LA, that Rams team. They love to throw screens. They love to do misdirections. They love to take advantage of you being aggressive and so on. I think this is going to be the story of the game. I think you're going to see a team that blitzes versus a team that screens and gets rid of the ball and knows that, look, let's not play around. Let's not hold on to the ball. It gets out of our hands, and that's that. So the Rams, I expect to completely, I think they're going to have a great plan to stop their defense. And then offensively, the Tampa Bay Bucks, they're missing weapons, which to me is a huge story. They're going to be all over Gronkowski, and then they're going to have Jalen on Mike Evans. The rest of the guys are not as dangerous. So when you look at this overall matchup, that's a problem. Plus, they're missing their right tackle. So now they miss their right tackle, and you're going to be talking about mismatches at that spot. I don't care who they put in. If Wirfs isn't there, then they're going to be hurting at right tackle, and that is going to really, really distress Tom Brady. Tom Brady does not want pressure, and he doesn't handle it very well. If you can't protect his right tackle, if you can't protect him there, it's going to be a long day because he's going to throw a lot of passes under duress. He doesn't want to take sacks, so expect him to throw bad passes, expect turnovers. Long story short, this Rams team will win the game. They won the first time they played earlier this season, and they will beat them again. I don't see any reason why not. You're talking about an injured Tampa Bay team compared to a healthy team that they beat earlier in the year. So, yeah, I'm giving the advantage to the Rams. Rams win this game. I don't think it'll be overly high scoring, but it will be a victory, I think, for the Rams. I'm going to say that the score is 20. I'm going to say 27-23, and the Rams win this game. 27-23, Rams win this game. By the way, I didn't even say anything about Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's going to wreak havoc in front of Tom Brady. So, again, you can pick what you want, but I'm going Rams in this game. We've got the Buffalo Bills traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. So in this game, the Bills are coming in obviously with a lot of momentum. I mean, my God, that offense exploded last week. I could not believe how good they played to score, a touchdown on the first 7 drives of the game. I don't remember the last time I've seen that. So no, they were great. I think in that game the Bills looked, and this was no shabby defense either, but I think the Bills in that game really looked like a Super Bowl team, and good for them. It'd be nice if they make it back to the Super Bowl. I have no problem with that. But Josh Allen is certainly coming into his own the last couple of years. The coach, McDermott is a very good coach. He's proven himself. The defense looked outstanding last week. The defense has gotten better and better, I think, as the season progressed. Um, Actually, if you think about it, their offense has had some really strong, showings during the course of the season. I mean, they blew a couple of real soft teams out earlier in the year, and people are like, well, but it was these people, it was the Jets, whatever, it was the Miami Dolphins, and so on. But this was the Patriots. This was a good Patriots defense. This was, the team that had been their nemesis for the longest. I mean, come on now. You got to give the team their props. So I would say they look really, really good. Now on the other side of the coin, the Chiefs beat up beat up on a team, um, Steelers last week that everybody was like, look, how'd they get there? And they really weren't loaded. They weren't able to do much to stop KC in KC. Playing in KC is a difficult place to play. Um, but the Bills have been there, and I think the Bills are carrying a lot of momentum. I think that they are probably going to be the hungrier team. I think that they've looked at enough. They're going to have looked at enough film to figure out, well, this is what KC is doing offensively nowadays. Because remember, they love to throw the ball deep. Now, because teams are playing at least too high, they're getting away from that. So they've gotten away from that. Now, if you look at the Chiefs, it seems like their offense very often is about just trickery and getting rid of the ball super quick, short passes, shovel passes, screens, some running and everything. But they're not chucking it, down the field quite as much, every now and then, but not so much. So I'm thinking that KC's is going to come into this game with more or less the same type of action to do their offense. And I think defensively, though, the Chiefs' defense is really going to be tested because, they want to play aggressive man-to-man, and then they want to go ahead and do a lot of other things with their front seven. Meanwhile, the Bills have weapons. They have a strong arm quarterback. The guy can, really sling it. I mean, just flick of the wrist and it's going, right? He's going to challenge, these DBs to make clean plays and prevent these gains. And honestly, I feel like the Bills are going to get the best of this game. I think they're going to win that type of battle. And then, offensively, we know what the Chiefs want to do. So when you compare these two game plans, when you compare, how these teams are playing, the momentum and all of that, I mean, the Chiefs had some momentum for a while defensively, but I don't think that they're going to be able to keep up with this Bills offense. That's where I really think the game is going to change, and I also think that the Bills defense is going to do enough to contain that KC offense. I expect actually another turnover, which he's been doing this year. I expect another interception from Mahomes. I expect some turnovers from the Chiefs. I think that, and the Bills are high in the turnover, battle. They rank at the top. They're very close. So I expect the Bills to pull off the upset here. It'll be a close game. I do think it's going to be on the higher side, scoring-wise. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Bills score 42 and the Chiefs score 37. 42-37. The Bills will win this game.